Alright, I am really excited about today's video. I am going to teach you how to balance a motorcycle trailer the proper way. There is so much misinformation out there. Stay tuned and I will show you the correct way to do it. As most of you know who have been watching my channel for a while, I pull a trailer behind my motorcycle and go camping everywhere. I've been all over Texas, Colorado, New Mexico. I've been pulling a trailer now for probably about 4 years, but you have to make sure your trailer is balanced correctly. And there's so much false information out there on the internet and in Facebook groups. I've seen people post, how much should my tongue weigh? Something, well, it needs to weigh 43 pounds or it needs to weigh 23 pounds. That is totally false. Your tongue needs to weigh 10 to 15% of whatever your trailer weighs. And there's a very easy way to figure that. Today, I will show you how to do it with, all you need is two things: a fish scale and a bathroom scale. But I have to give you a word of caution. Never, ever, ever stand on this thing. It'll scare the daylights out of you. So let's get started, shall we? Alright, this is my motorcycle trailer. For those of you that haven't seen it, I go camping all the time with it. Got my fishing poles. I got all kinds of stuff I've mounted on there. There's also a video up here if you want to see the video on how I mounted all this stuff. And it is for camping, as you can see. But it has to be balanced correctly. If it's not balanced correctly, you will get what I call the death wobble, which means the back end starts doing this number. You do not want the death wobble. The way to keep that from happening is to properly balance your trailer. So let me show you how. Okay, the formula for weighing your trailer, pardon my artistic abilities here, but this is my trailer. There's the wheel, there's the ice chest, there's the tongue. This is a top view of my trailer. There's the tongue, that's the main body, there's the left tire, there's the right tire. So what you want to do is you want to weigh 3 different locations: both tires and the tongue. The tires you weigh with the bathroom scale, and the tongue you weigh with the fish scale. Then you add all 3 of those together to get the total. Now if the tongue is too heavy, let's move over here. If the tongue is too heavy, you want to find out where your axle is on your trailer. My axle is actually a little bit behind my tire, my wheels, because it's a torsion axle. It goes out and moves over. So the center of my trailer is actually a little bit behind where the center of the wheel is. So if the back of my trailer is too heavy, it is going to wobble. And it's not a good feeling going down the road. You hit 50 and your trailer starts wobbling back and forth. So if your back is too heavy, what you want to do is you want to add more weight to the front. So it's all about shifting stuff inside your trailer. If you have some heavy items, those work great. Like if you have a Dutch oven, I got a Dutch oven, I have a thing full of tools that I usually carry, and I can move that to the back if I need more weight. If I need the tongue to be lighter, I can move it to the back. If I need the tongue to be heavier, I move it to the front. Now I've got an ice chest in front, and then I've got I've got a gas jug and a water jug mounted on the back, and those kind of counteract each other. They counteract each other because they're probably about the same weight. It's a gallon of gas, a gallon of water, and then I got a 20-quart ice chest. So let me show you how to do this. We're going to weigh the tongue, and we're going to weigh both tires. Once we get a total, We want that tongue to be 10 to 15% of the total. Okay, this is how I weigh the tires. Got my bathroom scale there, and I kind of make a little ramp. Got a 2x4, which is the same level as that, a 1x4 little piece of plywood, and I just roll it up on there and weigh the tire. Okay, this wheel right here weighs 149 pounds. Wheel over here weighs 145 pounds. Okay, when you weigh the tongue, you want to make sure you don't lift it up real high, because the higher you lift it, you're going to get a false reading. You want it to be as low as possible, ideally the same level as it's hooked onto your bike. That's where you get the proper weight. If you lift it up too high, the weight's going to be not correct. The tongue weighs 39 pounds. So that brings the total weight to 333 pounds. You got a total of 333 pounds. So if you take 333 and minus 10%, you've got 33.3 pounds. So you don't want the tongue any lighter than 33.3 pounds. If you do, you're going to get the dreaded death wobble, and you don't want that. Okay, so 333 minus 15% is 49.95. So tell you what, we'll just call that, we will just call that 50 pounds. So as long as the tongue weighs between 33.3 and 50 pounds, you are good to go. If you weigh over that, I'm not sure it necessarily hurt anything, but I really don't like having over 40 to 45 pounds on my tongue, just because that much weight is on the back of my motorcycle. And I know a grown person riding on the back seat is going to weigh more than that, but I usually have a bag on my back seat, you know, with stuff packed in it also. So between that and my tongue hooked up to my motorcycle, I really don't want to get over 45 pounds, but I have before and it didn't hurt anything. So that's how you do it. You just add up the left wheel, the right wheel, the tongue, add it the total thing together, you get 333 pounds. And then you know your tongue needs to weigh 33 to 50 pounds. Now let's say you did this and it only weighed 25 pounds. What are you going to do then? You need to add more weight to the tongue. So if you got some items back here, like you got a big old Dutch oven right there, move that Dutch oven over here. and then weigh the tongue again. You don't have to weigh all of it together because you already know the total weight no matter what. You move some stuff forward and weigh that tongue again and see what it is. Now keep in mind, you need to do this while your ice chest is full of everything you're going to carry, and you know, the water jug and the gas can that I have on the back, I make sure those are full when I weigh it. But I usually take my ice chest inside a couple of days before my trip, and I fill it full of ice to kind of pre-cool it. That's always a good idea. If you will go ahead and pre-cool your ice chest, fill it full of ice, and then when you get ready to take it, you just dump the ice out, put all your stuff in, refill the ice back in it, and you are ready to go. But what I usually do when I'm balancing my trailer, I don't have the ice chest on there because it's inside being pre-cooled. So what I do is I know exactly how much my ice chest weighs when it's full, and I have some free weights for working out, and what I'll do is I'll put that amount of weight on there in place of the ice chest. So that way I can go ahead and get my trailer totally loaded up and ready to go before the trip. So if you balance your trailer this way, you will never have a problem with it wobbling. The only time I ever had a problem with the back end being too heavy, I had an 11-foot Vibe kayak mounted to the top of my trailer, and I actually balanced it to where the tongue was a perfect weight, but when I went down the road, the kayak actually slid back a couple of inches, and when it did that, it made the back too heavy. So when I got up to 50 miles an hour, it starts doing this number right here, you know, back end wobbling. So I immediately slowed down, and I knew not to do that anymore. So after a while balancing your trailer, you will not have to worry about balancing it after that, as long as you load it the same way every time. I pretty much, every time I go camping, I take pretty much the same thing every time. I load it the same way every time, and I know if I load it that way, I know it's going to be balanced correctly. So, but anytime I do any major changes, like I did add a solar generator with a big battery on the front, a box on the other side. Once I did that, I also rebalanced my trailer and made sure that it was good, and it did work. If anybody has any questions, comment down below. If you've been pulling a trailer for a long time and you have a special way that you balance it, also comment down there. I'm not too old to learn, man. I'm always open to suggestions. So if you like this video, please press the like button. You can subscribe to my channel, that would be great, but the biggest thing is liking the video, because I've learned that YouTube will share my video more with more people the more likes it gets. So the more likes it gets, the more people will be able to take advantage of this knowledge of how to balance their trailer. If you want to support my channel, buy merch. I've got these t-shirts. The link will be down in the description of where you can buy merch. I don't make that much money off of each t-shirt, and I definitely don't make that much money off of YouTube. So if you would like to support me making more of these videos more often, the more money I make, the more often I can make these videos. Hey, you guys have a good one, okay?